My daughter had perfect manners, so I called the police. I was picking up my daughter from my mom's house when she handed me a folder. CPS came by yesterday. You have an emergency hearing on Monday. My stomach dropped. What? That's impossible. For child abandonment. I ripped open the folder. Emergency custody petition. Mom, what did you tell them? That's when Emma emerged in the doorway with perfect posture. Good evening, mother. Thank you for retrieving me. I froze. This was the same child who called butterflies flutterbys last week. I reached for her, but she stayed rigid. You abandoned me for 3 days. You always leave me. Grandmother takes care of me. Her voice was flat and trained. I helped her become a woman. My mother smiled. See you in court. I carried Emma to the car, my mind racing. I had 72 hours to prove she was brainwashed, or I would lose her to the system. When Emma buckled her seatbelt, I saw them. Purple rings around both wrists. Emma, what happened? Grandmother says good girls don't complain about necessary corrections. At home, Emma stood in the corner facing the wall. Sweetie, you can sit down. She didn't move. I haven't finished my reflection time. Her little voice cracked. What's reflection time? She went quiet and her whole body started to shake. I pulled her into my arms, but she went rigid again, whispering numbers. 97, 98, 99. Why are you counting? I have to reach the number or I go back to the special room. The words barely left her mouth when she wet herself, right there in my arms. 5 years old and shaking with terror. After I cleaned her up, she went back to counting. I was Googling emergency therapists when my neighbor Carol called. She'd lived next to my mother for 20 years. I don't want to be a curious George, but I thought I'd let you know that I heard your Emma counting from the basement Thursday night for hours. Just numbers echoing up through the windows. I thanked her and hung up. 55 hours left. The next morning, Emma refused to eat breakfast. Only good girls who finish their lessons get food. I drove straight to my mother's house. Every second mattered. She was gardening, humming like nothing happened. What's the special room? She smiled without looking up. Children have such wild imaginations. She's traumatized. What did you do? I improved her. Most people pay good money for that kind of transformation. You're welcome. She finally met my eyes. Little brats become perfect girls with the right methods. You trained her to lie. I trained her to tell the truth. Good girls don't tell stories. She returned to her roses. See you Monday. Don't be late. Again. The rest of the day was hell. I took time off work to talk to Emma, but she wouldn't break from her script. CPS wouldn't return my calls. 40 hours left. That night, Emma went to bed sitting upright, still counting. I dozed off in the chair beside her. It was 2 a.m. when she started screaming. Please, I counted to 10,000. I counted all the way. Please let me out. It's dark. But she wasn't in bed anymore. I ran down to the basement where I found her standing in the corner. This is where the special room is at grandmother's. She pointed at the wall. But we can't open it. Only grandmother opens it. I love grandmother. She takes care of me when you abandon me. I wanted to tear my hair out. I booked an emergency therapist the next morning, but evaluations take weeks. She couldn't testify by Monday. I tried recording Emma, insisted that it was a safe space, that I loved her, but she just repeated her script. You abandoned me. Over and over, dead-eyed. I drove back to my mother's with my phone recording. Tell me what you did to her. Within minutes, the police were escorting me off the property for harassment. She waved from her porch. 12 hours, TikTok. I was out of options, out of time. I called my brother Marcus, who worked in special forces. 10 years of making terrorists talk. I need your help. He knew enough about our mother not to ask questions, just responded with OMW. Marcus arrived with 2 others I recognized from his unit. We drove separate cars. The spare key was still under her fake rock. Marcus hand signaled his team. And at 2 a.m., 7 hours before court, my mother woke to 3 men in tactical gear surrounding her bed. Marcus zip-tied her wrists while she sputtered about assault charges. They carried her to her own basement, to the locked door Emma feared. Marcus set up his camera. Her face went white. You have 6 hours to explain everything you did to Emma, starting with day 1, hour 1. His hand moved to the doorknob. What's in this room that makes children count to 10,000? She was shaking now, eyes locked on that door. Please. The woman who'd smiled in her garden yesterday was sobbing. 6 hours until court. Start talking. She stayed silent. He picked the lock. Click. Full story on channel. Link below.